Yasmin Qureshi.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to serve under your chairship, Ms Reid, and I thank the honourable friend member for Easington for securing this absolutely vital debate, a debate which should not be necessary in the 21st century Britain. My constituency of Bolton South East is the 38th most deprived constituency in the United Kingdom. We have job crises, wage crises and poverty crises. Every single day, my constituents write to me outlining the most tragic of their circumstances. Stories include unable to get a job, an unexpected benefit freeze, or more recently, a collective panic about how to pay for food, heating and bills. These aren't the make-believe people Cameron Osborne dreamed up in 2010, the shirkers or the scroungers, but the strivers the coalition supposedly championed. They work long hours in tough jobs to provide for their families, put food on the table and give their children the best chance in life. For example, there are 800 taxi drivers in the borough of Bolton. Many of them live in my patch and work long, hard hours. But because of the rulings around gig economy and their self-employed status, many often fail to make even the minimum wage on some of those shifts that they work. Factor onto this the continuing restraints on licensing by local authorities, the insurance cost, and other rules set by local authorities make it even harder for them. Despite this, there are so many people hard-working people living in poverty. The Joseph Rowntree Foundation found that 56% of people in poverty are actually working, a rise of 17% from 1998. Additionally, almost 40% of people on universal credit are also working. That tells us that our economic model and wage system is fundamentally broken. Yet we are told frequently by the government that work is the best route out of poverty, spoken as if this is some sort of irrefutable fact. But that is clearly not the case. But clearly that's not the case. Real wages were again revised down on Tuesday, and are collectively lower than in 2008 at the height of the financial crisis. Yet, the chief executives of big companies' pay has ballooned. The rich have actually got richer over the years. Housing prices are up by 150% in some areas of Bolton, my constituency. And, of course, with the rising national insurance on the lowest paid, just to make it even worse for them. We need a Chancellor to top up the universal credit back to the rate it was during the pandemic. The removal of a £20 uplift is not only morally bankrupt but economically illiterate. It affected 14,000 of my constituents. At £20 per week is a lot of money for them. Another thing that the government could do quite easily is a £31 billion worth of windfall tax, which is taxed above the ordinary profit that these companies make. These could be used to help to alleviate people's problems. And yet, what do we find? The Treasury saying, well, we'll give you a £200 loan, which you must repay back to us. That is an insult to our constituents. Many of my colleagues today have suggested many things that the government could take practical steps, and I really hope that, bearing in mind we are the fourth richest country in the world, we should not have constituents in poverty, and I hope the Minister listens to the suggestions put forward today and acts on them.